is XayLi Barclay of XayLiBarclay.com. Guess what? I sent out an email to my list and I sent it out with the wrong time. But the really cool thing is that we are testing this session. And I did mention that something might break, something might not work. We might, so I still made sure that I came on early just in case anyone else is here early. And so, yes, so I'm looking down at my screen just to make sure that everything is clear. I hope that you guys can hear me. I kind of hear myself somewhere else, so I am going to cancel that out. Hopefully, I catch it. However, welcome today. I'm going live with you guys, and I kind of just wanted to talk a bit about friends and business because why not? This is a growth session. So obviously you guys are here, or if you're not here because of Start, Shoot, Grow, which is lifestyle and business for me. Today, I really wanted to talk to you guys about friends and business. And this is kind of like a grow session. So if you're here, definitely let me know. This is something new, like I said, and yeah, let's roll. So this is a growth session. I'm growing through friendships as well. So it's not all about being perfect, but I feel like it's one of the things that people ask about the most. Like, yo, who am I supposed to have around me, Zay? Like, who are the people that um okay, Asia, thank you for letting me know that. She said it's super low. Okay, I'm gonna try to talk really loud so you guys can hear me. Let me know if you can hear me now. I've brought that mic up a little closer to me, so hopefully you guys can hear me now. But yes, so that's what we're talking about today. Friends, the business of friends, friends in business, and what that is really like. So, first of all, I just want to say thank you guys for being here and thank you for being okay with the mix up of time because, girl, I didn't realize that I was gonna start at 6:30 Central, and I sent out the time for 6 o'clock Central, and that's because I was going live on the Start Shoot Grow account on Instagram, right? So yeah, I want to know before we even start this, if you are watching the replay of this, or if you're watching this live right now, what is your experience with choosing friends while you're in business? Because this is what happens a lot of time. uh Thank you, love. A lot of times what happens to us is that we are on this business journey and we struggle to find people that are in alignment with the journey. Sometimes you'll tell your friends like, oh my gosh, I have this amazing thing going on, and they just are not interested in what you're doing, or they don't have the same mindset. Hey, Jessica. They don't have the same mindset, they don't have the same ideas and ideals and things like that. So for me, it was something that, yes, I'm glad to be here with you guys as well. It's something that I really had to think about. Like, I want to share because I am full time in my journey for the past 5 years. And for me, friendship has been a thing. Like, finding people who are in alignment with what you're doing, finding people who are probably further than you, so that you can probably ask questions, but people that you've nurtured genuine relationships with, all that stuff gets kind of touchy. So today what I want to talk about is growing and growing into friendship and understanding the people that you've got to keep around you in business. Now, I want to preface this. Obviously, I will be looking down at my notes because they're right here with me, but a lot of times we think that we're going to throw friends away because we only want people around us who do the same things we do and who have the same struggles we have and who are able to, walk along the journey with. And we see so many of those people online. Like, if you who's friends goals online? Like, we have Karen Civil and Ming Lee. Who else? We have so many friends goals online, right? And they're pairings of people who are super successful and are really good friends. And so we kind of think that that's all that we have to aim for, but honestly, we don't see the back end of that person's life, right? Um, ooh, yes. Yes. Okay. So Asia, I hope I'm saying that right, or Asaya, let me know. But oh girl, this is so many good questions here. But she said I usually just ditch people even if I feel a hint of that, but sometimes I think I overreact. Yes. I'm going to be really honest with you. Yes. And so this is where that's what I'm going to speak into as well. Whew. So I myself am on a friend journey and understanding people, understanding humans, understanding why they do the things they do, right? I don't know why I'm tripping over my words. But as I'm learning, I definitely want to share with you because I feel like I've been able to make great friends in the online space, genuine friendships, and also understand like what types of friends that I want around me. Now, I'm going to preface this by saying, first of all, if you are in business, you have to be in the people space, right? When you have a business, and I think a lot of this is kind of skewed because of what we see online. We might see somebody who's at the super, super top and they only talk to super, super top people, and you at the bottom feel like you probably feel like that friend that's trying to say, hey, I'm here, but they don't pay attention to you, right? And so this is for everyone, really. But what happens in that case is that some people are on their own journey, right? And they aren't looking for friends. But one thing that I do want to say is that we are in the business of people. I don't care how big you get or how amazing you are. People are your business. If you don't have people, you have no business. And so that's something that we need to really pay attention to. And I wanted to preface with that because when you are a business owner, as you grow, people are going to reach out to you. They're going to ask you questions and things like that. And you got to be in tune. It's kind of like keeping your ear to the street. I love music. And so a lot of inspiration that I pull is from the entertainment industry. And when you are in entertainment, you got to be listening to what the streets are doing or what's popping right now. Those are things that you need to be always tuned into. And so your people that are reaching out to you, don't turn on them because, girlfriend, those are the people, or that's where you can really tap into what other people are going through. Or when you're writing sales scripts for your business, that's where you need to tap into the language those people are using, the things they are saying, the things that they're struggling with, the words that they're using. You have to be listening to those people. So a lot of times we see people online get too far removed from their audience, and that's definitely a thing. So just remember, if you don't take anything from this video, remember that we are in the business of people and you never want to leave those people behind, right? Um, ooh, yes, you guys have some good questions that I will answer as we move along. So this is the thing, and this is going to kind of speak to you guys as well. One thing is that you always want to have friends with different interests, right? So you want to have friends that are in different spaces or in different interests. So a lot of times we gravitate to the people that are doing the same thing that we're doing when we don't really realize that the value is in people who are not doing what we're doing or not in the same world that we're in. Because if you are in the same world as all of your friends, it's going to get boring and you're going to get tired. So the people that are around you that are probably not as driven as you, don't just let them go. You've got to tap into them because when you become a business owner and you're really driven, you are part of what I like to call the 5%. That means you don't think like the 95% of people out there, right? So you are thinking like the 5% of people that are in your space. And so what you have to do is what you're doing essentially is selling to that 95% of people, right? And I like to say the 1% are the people who are ahead of us, like completely on the, ooh, I just hit my elbow, on the other side of things. They're completely successful and, all that jazz. But so you got to remember that you have to think differently because you are actually helping the 95% of people. Let me see if I can, Renee. I'll just speak louder. So let me know if you guys are hearing me a bit better, right? So you cannot deny those 95% of people. So for all the people who are in here who are actually saying like, Zay, oh my gosh, like, let me just pull this microphone up a little more. I hope that helps a bit more. But the people who are thinking about the 95% of people that they don't want to be a part of, that's actually the people who are feeling the feelings of your ideal customer. So do not, I repeat, do not let those people fall by the wayside. Talk to those people, understand them, and you'll get an even better understanding of who your ideal client or customer is, right? I like to give the example. You're welcome, Renee. I like to give the example of, oh, guys, I'm sweating. Of I have two really great friends. They're artists, and I could have decided just not to, communicate with them because I'm in the business world. I'm in the online business world, online marketing at that. And I could say I only want to be around online marketing people. But when I spend time with those people, I get to understand as a video coach why they struggle with video. Why does the artist or the creative struggle with video? And I get to take their words and the things that they're saying and actually understand, this is how my clients feel or my students feel, because my students are creatives. They are thought leaders. And sometimes creatives get lost in their feelings and feeling like their work is not enough and that they're not good enough. And I get to take all of that and use it inside of my sales copy because that is how my audience feels. So don't lose out on talking to people and really understanding exactly how they feel and understanding how you can use that in your business, right? So, friends that you definitely need are people who are not in your industry, because if you are only around people, guys, we're sponges. And so if you're constantly talking to someone that is in your industry, you'll end up starting to walk like them, talk like them, pick up everything that they're saying, and you don't want that to be the case alone, right? So, looking down at my notes again, making sure that I am okay. Okay, you guys are good. All right. So, different interests in different industries. So, take notes on that. Do not shun the people who are not moving in the same direction as you. Now, I'll talk about that in a bit because you guys have some really good questions about people who are just down and or pulling you down or probably negative, and we will discuss that in a bit. Right? So the next thing is that you also want to make sure that you are, and this is something that I struggled with or still struggle with, going out and meeting with other people who are just not like you, right? So for me, when I moved to Dallas, it was very corporate. And I kept telling myself, well, I don't want to be around corporate people because I've passed through the corporate world and now I work for myself. But when I really think about things, no, that's not what it is. Gosh, I'm sweating. I actually don't want to just only be in my own world, because a lot of my students and clients are still going through that process of passing through corporate and coming into the online business world, right? So go out there and network. That was one thing that I did not do. And you might be able to find friends in those worlds as well. Also, a diverse group of people who are doing completely different things from you, like on the opposite spectrum, because sometimes you're able to pull business ideas and, ooh, guys, I am sweating, and solutions from those people, right? So keep that in mind. It looks like I'm crying, but I'm not. Anyway, so you got to think about it like that. This is a real live and raw live stream. So, yes, it is not going to be edited and perfect like I usually am, but you guys are here for it and I'm here with you. The other thing is, this is a big one. And this is something that I had to learn as well. There are people that are not going to have the same views as you have. And a lot of times we find this in religion. If someone doesn't have the same beliefs or the same views, we run from that person, we shut them off, and we consider them as bad or evil. And it's kind of like, for me, think about, if you are solid in your faith and what you believe, then you know that whatever that other person believes in or their ideals is not going to affect you in any way. And being a good person and a good human, right, is what you should be doing instead. So when we think about that, like, if you're around other people who believe in different things than you do, and it's so crazy because we kind of all end up believing in depth the same thing, but open yourself up to the growth of understanding other people, because your clients and your customers may be from different places or different walks of life from you. So open yourself up to friendships that are very different from you, and you'll get ideas in your business that actually refer to your ideal client or customer, or at least a portion of them. Yes, girl, it is no joke. And I am here in a sweater because my house was cold, but now that I have all the lights on and all of that, it is hot again. So yes, different interest people, different perspectives, different industries, right? So we want to remember that as well. Now, another thing is, and this one is really huge for social media, right? So, what I want you guys to remember, or first of all, with what I'm sharing, look around your friend circle, right? The people that you think are probably don't have the same beliefs or understandings as you do, or not on the same journey. Don't be afraid to ask them questions, or ask them, as it pertains to your business, what they're struggling with or what they would like to accomplish or achieve, right? So you wanna be able to understand how you can support that type of person. I feel like our friend circle is a circle that we can really tap into and understand, like, exactly what our customers and clients might be struggling with. For me, I don't have any other friends who are video coaches. So I'll tap into my friend base and ask them, yo, what are you struggling with? Why don't you want to go live on camera? What struggles do you have when it comes to editing video content? And that's where I get the best feedback, right? So this is the thing. To wrap this up, I'm not telling you to be friends with just any old person. I'm asking you to be open minded and stretch yourself, right? Also, nurture friendships. So you may not become friends with someone tomorrow, but be respectful and nurture friendships. And so when I say that you are, wow, you guys are so awesome. Nurture friendships. Take your time with them, especially if you're nurturing someone that you possibly want to work with in the future, or somebody you feel like could really be your friend in the online space. Nurture them. Don't be aggressive. Don't pressure that person to follow you. And you have to do the same, because you are going to get to a point where people are going to be doing the same thing to you, right? But at the same time, even though I'm speaking about being open, when it comes to friendship, I'm not asking you to be friends with people who have potential as well. Like people who are, yes, on the same path as you, but also they might be at a different space. Like sometimes we delete people because they're 2 years behind us in the journey. And let me tell you something about that. They can go viral in one video and surpass you. So always be kind to people. Always be kind to people. Put kindness first, because listen, the internet is a place where things just happen. So it's all about being a good person and being innately good and treating everyone with kindness. So that's something that I want you to remember and walk away with. And if you are comfortable in yourself, and first of all, you are your first friend, girl. First of all, and if you're comfortable in yourself and your own journey, then you will be comfortable in nurturing people at whatever stage they might come in, at whatever industry they might come in, right? So I'm not saying like, yo, be friends with a Debbie Downer who is constantly pulling you down. No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying expand your horizons, tap into people who have different thoughts, different ideals, different ideas, because that's where you will stay fresh in your own business and the way that you present yourself online. Because like if we're only friends with the same types of people doing the same thing, same industry, same drive, same this, same that, you're just gonna end up sounding like a replica of that person, right? Yes. I hope this came at the right time. I just thought I had to share it. And I have a few more videos coming that are kind of like this, but maybe I will continue to do them live. I don't know just yet. But yes, you are your first friend. Keep that in mind. Ain't no friend like you can be to yourself. There's lots of times when people won't understand you. You got to cheer yourself on. You got to tell yourself, yo, I look stupid, but I support me, right? That's how it's going to be a lot of times. We can't depend on people to make us feel good. You are responsible for how you feel about yourself and in turn your business journey. So I'm going to go back and answer a few questions from you guys. Asaya, I hope I'm saying that right. She said, I usually just ditch people, even if I even feel a hint of that, but sometimes I think I overreact. And I read this before. And yes, take your time and process things. Take your time and think about things. Take your time and don't treat people like a number. If you feel like a friend is only talking to you because of who you are and what you have, that's not a friend. And you should not align yourself solely with people that think in that level of petty. Be friends with people that respect your conversations, understand your visions, support you. Like that is the difference, right? So, yes, I'm telling you, open up your friend circle, but also at the same time, be mindful, right? Be really mindful about the energy, because I'm a big energy person, the energy that that person is consistently bringing in. So, yes, take your time and process things. A lot of times we do overreact, and sometimes it's better to just process things. Take your time, and there's no rush. There's never any rush with processing. Take your time and do what you got to do. Ozia. Oh, I like that. Ozia. Okay, Ozia. Thank you. I hope I said that right. You guys know, listen, I'm Trinidadian. I have a Trinidadian accent. I've lived in New York. I've lived in Texas. So I have a mismatch of, but I also want, I like learning names so that if you guys are on here, I like knowing my people. All right. Let me see. Skinny Got Curves said, learning when to let people go versus giving grace, especially after bad experiences with friends of the past. That is a really good question. Um, letting go doesn't mean that you are angry or that you are disgusted or that you are letting go could also mean space, right? It could mean that maybe that person is not as mature as you are. Maybe they have not had the time to mature like you have or go through things like you have. So a lot of times we have to, giving grace could mean, yo, I will just step away for a bit, right? Azia. Am I saying that right? I like to know people's names. Um, but yes, it does not mean that you don't ever speak to that person again, but it could mean that, yo, like, listen, in this period we may not be in alignment, and that is understandable, you know. But yes, you can give grace and you can be done without being mean or being nasty or acting like you're the shit and that person isn't. You can definitely do that. So learning, yes, you can learn. I mean, if somebody's completely toxic, then that is something that you need to make the decision about. Like, yo, I'm not going to be around this person. But it doesn't mean that you're angry or that you have hate towards them. It just means that you needed to do what is right for you. Right? Let me see. If you guys have any other questions, I would love to answer. Azia said that this came at the perfect time. Yes. Yes, you have to be your own friend first. I don't know. Azia, I would love if you send me a voice note somewhere or somehow with the pronunciation of your name, because then I'll feel bad. Marissa said multiple displays of not great behavior. Step away. Yes, I do agree with that, because people are going to let you know if they want to be in your life or not. Sometimes you might have a toxic friend who is like, girl, like over, and you know what? This is a good test. If you consistently do not feel good around that person, or every time you leave that person, you feel like your energy is completely drained and you can't feel good in yourself or do good things for yourself after, or it takes you a few days to detox from that person, because I'm an empath and that happens to me, then that means that, girl, you need to really think about distance in that friendship. And it does not mean completely yes, girl, please send me a voice note on IG. It does not mean completely leaving that person out. But it could mean that, I'm going to step away a bit and protect my energy and protect myself and protect, because if you're not good for yourself, you can't be good for clients, customers, nobody. You can't be good. You can't even show up and do what you got to do. So really, yes, multiple, Marissa, thank you for that. Multiple instances of the craziness. Then listen, girl, we gotta find some space here, right? But and let me tell you something. You will know. So honestly, Skinny got curves. I want to know your name. But um if you have to ask that question, you know the answer. If you have to ask that question, then you know what the answer is. And you know that you just need to step away. Don't be mean. Don't be nasty, because people go through things. If somebody is hurting, they want to hurt you, right? But if you got to ask that question, then you know what the answer is. The answer is that you need some distance. And it's okay if you feel guilty, because at the same time, you have to protect yourself. And that's why I preface by saying you don't have to be nasty, you don't have to be mean. But if somebody can't respect you enough for you to take some time away for yourself, then they definitely don't need to be there, a lot of times we really have to be protective of our energies, because then we can't do anything else. We can't serve anything else. Anyone else. We can't show up for anyone. So definitely think about it like that. Um okay, let me see. What advice would you give someone sorry. What advice would you give for doing business with friends? Discount or no discount? No. No discounts. No, I'm sorry. It might sound harsh, but if you really believe in the work and the quality of work that you provide, then if this is a thing, if you know that you go hard in everything that you do, then no. I'm sorry. Like, if you know that you give your heart when you are working or when you're producing, then no, do not discount your work. Now, I'll give you a solution. What you can do is probably give less for less of a price. So let's say you're a social media manager and you usually do 500 posts a month, which is a lie, girl. We're just talking. But if you usually do 500 posts for $25, and that's a scam. That is a scam. But if you usually do 500 posts for $25, if you're discounting for a friend, do 100 posts for $5, but don't discount the quality that you are giving out, because when you do your work and your friend says, "Oh my gosh, like, my friend did that." Um you no, don't discount. Don't discount. Don't discount your work. Sorry. I think part of me is looking for approval from friends, especially when venturing into something new. But you are right. I am my first friend. I have to tell myself, just do it, Jessica. I'll tell you something. When you start tapping into the people that you really want to serve and the people that you're really passionate about in business, then you don't look for validation from your friends. You look to fulfill the thing that you are trying to fulfill. Example, for me, right? Um, I have to look within myself first before anyone else. A lot of times, and this is one reason why I say this, a lot of times people won't believe in what you're doing because it might sound so outlandish to them or so crazy. Example, if I tell a friend, girl, I'm going to be a millionaire in the next 3 years, right? She might be like, a millionaire? Girl, are you sure? A millionaire? Maybe you might be a thousandaire, but a millionaire? Maybe you need to dream a little smaller. No. See, you need to believe that you're going to be a millionaire in the next 3 years, and you need to get up every day and operate as if. It has nothing to do with anyone external or outside of you. And if you are feeling like that, then you need to probably join groups with people who are on the same path that you're on, but like I said, are in diverse industries. So because someone is in a different industry from you, it doesn't mean that they are not driven and passionate about their goals and what they would like to accomplish, right? So, yes. Uh Marquita, hello, girl. It's good to meet you. Um, Jessica, I hope that was helpful because I understand how that feels for sure. Ruthie said, have you ever been a boss and felt that the people under you was faking the friendship because of your status? Of course, Ruthie, girl, hello, yes. But again, um, I think that one thing that you need to keep in mind when it comes to that is, first of all, be knowledgeable. Um, you know what could be happening, so obviously be protective of your energy. But I'm always a person that says be kind, regardless. Be kind because you got to put yourself in that person's shoes. They're just probably trying to climb. You, so it comes back to first of all, user. So the term user means that someone wants to use you to get to, where you are or surpass you. But if someone is not trying to use you, you don't have any value, right? It means that it's actually like, whoa, okay, this person feels like I have value. So if we're not being used in any way, then what value do we have, right? So you have to think about it like that. I'm a nurturer. However, I am very protective of my energy, right? So also evaluate that person. But yes, you will get that. And if you're not getting that, you're in trouble. So Ruthie, yes. Yes, yes, yes. Think about it like that. For sure. I hope that helps, Ruthie. But yes, you are going to go through that. You're going to feel like that. No matter as you climb higher and higher, you are going to have those situations. But guess what? Again, always be kind, but it doesn't mean that those people need to be your friends, right? Your friends can be someone that is a boss in another industry or a boss in another place or space, but always be kind to those coming behind you. Ooh, Precious said, drop that mic. Yes. Uh, Thank you. I was afraid that I was being mean for feeling that way, but for a friend to ask for a discount, I feel like they're not a friend. No, and you have to understand that it's not that they're not a friend. We have to understand when we have friends, a lot of times your friend is going to feel like you're moving forward and leaving them behind. So a lot of things is kind of internal, right? It's internal sometimes where someone feels like, well, she's leaving me behind, and it's them processing things. So we also have to be kind of understanding to that, but we can't lose eyes on the prize. Example, if you're running a business and you have specific goals to meet every single month, that discount doesn't fit in alignment with your business goals this month. It might fit in alignment with another month, or you might be able to do this in that way. But when you are in business, you got to think like a business owner. You get what I'm saying? Now, another way to look at it is if that person has something to offer you in place of, then yeah, maybe that, maybe you guys can work something out. So I have done that before where someone had something to barter and we figured out a difference of how that value would even itself out, but it still remained my value or my pricing, right? um Let me see. I love that you guys are asking questions. We ended up on here and I just realized that my computer is about to die, so I am going to plug my computer in, but I have to find the thing. I'll be right back, guys. All right, I'm on the floor in my living room. Like I said, we are having an impromptu session. Let me see if okay, no, that is not doing its thing. Hold on, guys. Gosh. Okay. Whew. All right. Let's see. Um, No, you're not being mean. You're thinking about your business and the long-term existence of your business. Marissa said, I had an employee who did great work but was very disrespectful. It took me 2 years to finally acknowledge their work was not worth it. Uh, Marissa, Hire slow and fire fast. Keep that in mind. Hire slow. Take your time to figure out you're hiring, what you're hiring for, who you're hiring. Fire fast because it will cost you in the end. I can't remember where I heard that from, but I keep that at the back of my head at all times. And when my heart wants to lead and say, oh no, Zay, like give that person a chance. No. Hire slow, fire fast. Right? So keep that in mind. How do you keep a good balance between being a nurturer and a boss? That is a good question. Um, you really have to know what your person is bringing to the table, right? So nurturing might be me helping them improve a certain skill, but being a boss is making sure that all of the boxes that I need checked off are happening, right? So this is the thing though, a good leader leads, like you let that person know exactly what it is you need. And I think that's a lot of times we hire somebody and we're not clear on exactly what we need them to do or what boxes need to be checked at the end of a certain time period. Um, and that can definitely be a thing, but understanding that, and it's also depending on if you knew you were hiring somebody who wasn't great at something, then that's on you. Kind of like when we try to hire somebody for $5 to complete a $30 task, right? So it's really on you, but nurturing is more of probably being mindful of what that person is missing so that you're able to check those boxes off. And also um thinking of the progress of that nurturing, right? So if you realize that 2 years passed, like Marissa said, and you're doing this, you're telling the person the same thing over and over, you have to be able to measure that progress as well. So yes, I hope that's helpful. um Yes. Okay. I think I went through all of the questions. If you guys have any more questions, we have 10 more minutes. I can definitely answer some more, or we can just hang it up. And before we even go, I want to know if you guys want me to do this some more because I think that this was super fun. Obviously, I would have to figure out my volume, but I think that this was really fun. It was just chill. Where it's a Sunday. Like I told you guys, I don't know if something is gonna break. I don't know if this is gonna go well. I didn't know it was a test, and look at me as a true testament of testing. We don't ever know if things are going to go right in business. This was a test. And so if I feel like you guys like it and you'll show up with more questions or be interested or want to vote for a topic, we can get on the channel and do that every Sunday, right? But it's all about testing in your business. Never be afraid to look stupid because I look stupid today because I gave the wrong time. But at the end of the day, like I came on here to serve and I was able to answer a few questions, right? Marissa said, boss, nurture slash boss lady, lead from the right side. Yes, lead from the right side of the brain and manage from the left side. Yes. That is perfect, Marissa. Thank you so much for sharing that. Let me see. Thank you. It was super helpful. And thanks, Marissa. Yes. Let me see. Thanks for the advice. What do you do about stage fright? Do you ever get anxiety after posting? Or get overwhelmed with being front and center? I don't like the attention, but I feel like I have something important to say. Yes, I like this, Ruthie. I had anxiety before I got onto this live, but we are doing it. We are here. I'm here to serve and help. So I think that stage fright or fear comes from the unknown. And I feel like when we are able to tap into or understand, example, there's always people may not have showed up today, right? But even if they didn't show up, I knew what I had to say. I knew what I wanted to share. I had it all mapped out. You guys were with me while I was going through my phone. And that's something that you have to kind of know. That way, if no one showed up and you didn't have any questions, I would have still been able to deliver. You guys may have asked questions at the end. And at the beginning of the video, I did address my replay viewers. If you have any questions, leave them down below. or say hello, say hi, say that you're here. So that is one thing. The second thing is you guys are my people. I have probably interacted with you guys somehow, some way, whether it be on Facebook, Instagram, here in the comments, somewhere, right? And I sent out an email. I let people know that I was going live. It was the wrong time. But I think a lot of fear comes from the unknown and not knowing how people are going to react to you and what they're going to say. So I think having a plan just in case nobody shows up is always very helpful. Sometimes that's why I do pre-recorded videos. I take questions from you guys and I answer them. It'll kind of like be the same thing if I'm answering. But I decided let's do this live so that I show up and serve. So stage fright, Ruthie, is it's always going to be there. It's never going to go anywhere. Every time before I go live, I feel nervous, right? But I turn that, or I channel that into passion and serving my people. So now I don't feel nervous because I'm excited that I was able to share. Hey, Charlene, I was able to share and connect with you guys. But right before, let me tell you something. First of all, you never feel nervous if you're not about to do something epic. If you're not about to change your life or change somebody else's life, you won't be nervous. You'll feel comfortable. But when you are about to change your life or change somebody else's life, you get nervous. The nerves kick in. And that's when you know you're making true progress. So I want you to use that as a dial. Second, you know you have good information to share, which means that you have to share it. If we want to change our lives, we got to do something that we've never done before, right? And a lot of times we take ourselves too seriously. It's all love. The universe is so abundant. Don't ever feel nervous about, and I preface with it, guys, I don't know what's going to happen on this live today, but I'm going to do it. And I made myself accountable and I showed up. So yes. I hope that was helpful in some way, but we'll definitely be talking more about that, Ruthie, as we go along, because I definitely want to share things for people who are nervous. You guys know I am the creator of Confidence, and confidence is getting comfortable on camera and having the confidence to share what it is that you are put here to share on camera. Video is one of the best converters in business. When you every time I get on camera, I make money. And I think that people are so afraid of it and they forget about it so much, or they push it to the side, that we're not able to move the needle in our businesses because we're afraid. And I shared a live about polarity and people liking you and people not liking you on Instagram. So definitely feel good to, be sure to check that out. Let me see. Any more questions? Okay. Anxiety is always gonna be there. Let me see. Hey, Cole. I'm glad I did this too. If you guys come, I will do this every Sunday because this was so much fun. Let me see. Yes, maybe I will. I enjoyed this. How to deal with the balance of mental health, burnout, and having a business. Oh my gosh, Natasha, that that's a thing. You know, let me come up to the camera a bit. That is a struggle, and I think it's a struggle for a lot of us, right? And I was sharing today on the Start Shoot Grow account on Instagram about live video. I use it as a supplementary type of content because if you can't go live and you're burnt out mentally, then you stop the money in your business. And I don't believe in that at all. So it's like when you have, I like creating a foundation. So if you guys don't know, I am a video coach and I teach how to build, right? So build your product with video, market your product with video, and sell your product with video. And you can do that on autopilot. You can do that as a revolving, stream of income so that when you do get on camera, it is very intentional. And so, because I've created my business in that way, I can step away when I need to. I am not shy about letting people know, especially on Instagram, if you follow me over there, about my depression and anxiety journey. So it is really a balance, it's definitely a walk. I am going to upload a video about the supplements that I use for depression and anxiety, especially being a business owner. So if you guys are interested in learning more about it, I'll definitely record it and share it sometime. But yes, it's a thing. It's a thing. But we can talk about that some more on the channel. Renee said, tell me more about podcast service. What podcast service are you talking about, Renee? You probably came here through my Anchor video. Let me know if that's what you're talking about. Let me see. Natasha, we're going to be talking about mental health for a while. Let me see. Jessica said, do more lives. Yes. Isaiah said, do more lives. Ruthie said, I think I have a trauma. Ooh. Ruthie, does that mean that you have a trauma as it pertains to showing up on camera or showing up in front of people or having stage fright? Let's talk about it. Precious said, I walk to the beat of my own drum and others want to box me in. I always look different and I am 41 years old and it feels so good. Have you ever had this feeling too? Precious, every day, all day, every day. If you go back and you look at pictures of me, I always look different because I always feel different. I may not wake up feeling the same way every day. Some days I wake up and I'm super emotional. Some days I wake up and I'm super excited and I have so many ideas. Some days I wake up and I'm like, listen, I don't need to speak to anybody today and I just need to take a step back. So I've built my business in a way where I can really nurture all of those things. Example, the days I wake up and I'm super emotional, because I am clear on who I am and what my purpose to the world is, I know that somebody else is waking up feeling that way. So most of the things I go through is like, how can I use this as a lesson to nurture somebody else? So in my state of being emotional, how can I pull somebody else out of being emotional? Or how can I just take time for myself and understand what I'm going through and probably share something that is helpful for someone else? Looking different is so crazy. Looking different is something that I used to make such a joke of because I used to say all the time, I don't know how you guys still pay me because I always look different. I might have on a different wig, a different shirt. I might have my hair a different way. And it used to be such a joke, but it is one of your superpowers, Precious. Walk to the beat of your own drum. You don't know who you're inspiring by doing that. Do what the heck you feel like. We're in a space or a time in this world where people love that and they want that and they are inspired by that. If I decide to hide my light from the world, I am defaulting so many people. So just keep that in mind. But yes, walk to the beat of your own drum, own being 41, own your shit, own it, and share your experience because there are other 41-year-olds that are lost and they're afraid of being themselves. They're afraid of marching to the beat of their own drums, and relate that back to your industry. I always say, in the past, okay, so about 3 years ago or 4 years ago, I really had to pivot my brand because I used to be a beauty blogger. And I had to pivot and let people know, yo, I'm here for business, right? So I'm here to help you build, market, sell on with video, right? Your products, your services. I had to pivot. But now that I'm reaching back into myself and I'm evolving and learning, and we spoke about growth today, one thing that I'm going to reach back into is my skills for styling and helping other people pick out what they're going to wear when they get on camera, or helping other people figure out their makeup when they got on camera, because these things are skills that I have that I kind of stuffed to the bottom because I was hurting about them, not other people. It was me, right? So why am I defaulting people from that experience if it is something that they're always asking me for? So sometimes we got to take ourselves back and be like, girl, chill out. Think about this. I hope I'm making sense. What advice and strategies do you have for networking? You know what? I have a friend who's really good at networking, and what I will do is probably reach out to her and bring her on to one of these sessions so that she can share networking tips with you guys. I think for me, I network genuinely by supporting somebody else. If somebody has something that I feel like that hit me, I'll share it. And then what happens, especially, well, Instagram is one of my main platforms. When you share somebody's content and you tag them, it opens up the floor for conversation for you to let them know how you feel about them. I'm always about being genuine. And that is one of the things that I am always here for. So I'll never hit up somebody if I really don't like what they're sharing, if I don't care for what they're sharing. But if I do, when I do something like that, it opens up the floor for conversation. It opens up the floor for me to say, hey, yo, I love what you're doing and I've been watching you for a while. Because guess what? I'm an introvert and I'm the most shy person that you will ever meet, guys. But yes, think about it in that way. Okay, I think I will do this again, guys. Let me see. Renee said, I watched you on Thinkific virtual conference. Renee, I'm so happy you were there, and I'm so happy that you're here. Makita said, message. Yes, girl. Oh, Cole said, hey, XayLi, I joined late, but I'm glad you did this. Now I have an idea. Yes, I like the vibe and the conversation. So Cole is one of my students from way back, who is just a leader in all that she's doing now. She's been able to do so much amazingness with her video skills that we have worked on. And now she's into actually using those skills to really supplement her corporate experience. And that is amazing. So I'm so proud of you, Cole. And I always tell you that. But yes, you are absolutely amazing. Let me see. Ruthie said yes. Charlene said sometimes we make things too complicated. We do. Sometimes we overcomplicate things. Renee said, how do you teach this? Renee, I teach this through courses. I guess you're asking about my video coaching services. I teach them through courses and masterminds. So I have a membership that I'm relaunching for an amazing experience. And we're relaunching in September and we're kicking off in October. And I can leave the link for that beneath this video if you do want to get onto the wait list to find out about it. And my mastermind, we connect 3 Saturdays out of the month, and it's a whole vibe. It's a group of girls, and we just talk, we produce, we make sure that we are in alignment with our 90-day goals. It is such a vibe, and they are completely killing it. And I'll be sharing more about that with you guys pretty soon. Let me see. All right, guys. This o'clock is perfect. So if you continue, Marissa said, if you continue making the mistake in timing, this would be perfect. Marissa, okay, so we can do this every Sunday at 6, either 6 or 6:30 Central. I'll see. Ruthie said, I subbed you last night and I was just browsing and you're here. I'm so happy you're here too. I love your energy and I'm happy that you were brave enough to ask your questions and I enjoyed answering them as well. Let me see. Renee, podcasting through Thinkific. I don't know if that's such a good, I have to know your business goals to be able to direct you on that. But yes. Cole said, I would like to know more about mental health as well. So guys, I have a series actually coming up on the channel. I already have 3 videos preloaded and we're really talking about business and the lifestyle of business and things that I want to share with you guys on my journey. And so, yes, that will definitely be a thing. We are going to talk more about it because it's a huge part of my life. And even coming back to my content and what I want to share on the channel, I love sharing tutorials with you guys, but I also have so many core values and beliefs and things like that I want to take you guys along with me on that journey about. So I have some amazing videos coming up for you guys. They're already edited and uploaded. I just have to figure out when I'm going to upload them. Most likely, it might be on Wednesdays at 12 p.m. So we'll do lives at 6 on Sunday. And then we will also do, I think Wednesday at 12 p.m. Central is when I'm going to release those videos. Make sure that you are subscribed and make sure you have your notification bell turned on so that you know. Am I a Gemini? No, girl. I'm an Aries. Oh my gosh. No, I'm an Aries. But I feel like a Gemini sometimes. No lie. Such a good perspective, using your emotions to help others. Yes, it is true to my core values. It is who I am, and I just, it's something that I do. Yes, let me tell you something. So Cole said, I like that. How can I help someone with when I'm emotional? When I am emotional, I write the best sales copy ever. Because when I am emotional, so listen to this. So you guys, I mentioned, did I mention that today? Or probably on my Start Shoot Grow Live, I mentioned confidence. Now, people think that you're always going to have that muscle to get on camera. And it's something that you have to nurture and build, right? And I go through it as well. There are times where I feel like I don't want to show up on camera. And so then I ask myself why. So let's say I take a break from creating content. I'll go through a period where I don't want to get on camera, but I know that being on camera is connected to my business bottom line. So I got to get back up and get on it, right? And so for me, I'll go through a period where I'm like, I don't want to get on camera. But then I have to ask myself, well, why? Well, why don't I want to get on camera? Well, I haven't been eating well. So I feel really fluffy. I feel like I don't know enough to talk about what I want to talk about. Okay, so that means you need to get into your research and start understanding in greater depth what you want to teach and share. That means you need to make moves and start getting active again, because sometimes a lack of physical or moving affects our confidence, which is why I have confidence. Or sometimes we're so caught up looking at everyone else online that we're not creating content because we don't feel like we're enough. And so for me, when I start thinking about those things, I'm like, damn, that is what my audience is feeling. They're feeling like they're not good enough. They're feeling like everyone else is talking about the same things that they're talking about. So when you don't feel, when you're in your emotions and you don't feel your best, that's when, because guess what? We are all a version of our ideal business customer, right? So you have to think about it in that way. Or it's a good idea to think about it in that way. Yes. Azia said, I literally subbed to your channel because of how unique you looked. In your thumbnail, I was like, I need to watch this channel. Yes. I'm so glad that you shared that, Ozia, because my uniqueness was something I tried to dumb down or numb for a while. And then I realized that it was one of my superpowers. I mean, first of all, being a Black woman in the course creation world, the digital marketing world, the video world, hello, it can be intimidating. But when I realized that that was one of my superpowers, I was like, hell no, I got to show up. So another thing is finding the difference within yourself and using it as your superpower. And usually the difference in yourself is the things that you are most insecure about. Right? Cole said, thank you, XayLi. You've helped me so much. Lady XayLi is a gem. Thank you, Cole. And if you need her services, work with her. Cole, I appreciate you so, so much. Yes. I love you, Cole. Cole, we have been connected for probably about 5 or 6 years now. And your progress is absolutely inspiring. I tell you that all the time. I've been through a lot in the past 5 years. I feel like I have to find myself again. Ruthie, I have a video coming up on that, and it's about seasons in business. There are seasons when you're not going to feel your utmost best, and there are seasons when you're going to be completely killing it. So you're probably in a season where you just don't feel, your best. And I'll tell you something, for me, seasons are actually always the same time of the year. When I started monitoring that, I realized that there are certain seasons that I go through where I don't feel my best, and they are always around a specific time. And there are seasons when I feel my best, and they're always around a specific time of the year. So Ruthie, if you don't do anything else, I want you to write down how you feel now and keep it so that you can compare it to next year. Because it's so much more connected than we know. And even as women, like sometimes our season is connected to PMS, or but when we start understanding ourselves and our bodies and cycles, and I'm thinking about cycles as like daily cycles, or menstrual cycles, or yearly cycles, we'll start realizing patterns, and then we're able to actually adapt to those patterns or prepare for those patterns. Example, if I know that I am always exhausted in May, I know that I always in the years coming need to take a break in May to rejuvenate myself and come back harder for July. If you guys want to know more about these things, let me know. Sometimes I'm nervous to talk about these things because I'm like, nobody wants to hear this stuff, but they're so connected to business and your business journey. You don't even understand. So, Ruthie, the good thing is that you have identified that you have been through a lot. You have been through a lot of trauma. And now you can move into the phase of processing that and understanding that. A lot of times, example, this is crazy. I remember, because I was born in Trinidad, I've lived in New York for 12 years, and I'm living in Dallas for almost 3 years now. I have a lot of accents piled up. And one thing I used to be so insecure about was my accent. And I remember that it came from trauma years ago, right? If you look on my channel, you'll see that I used to be a babysitter. So I remember one of my older bosses correcting me on a word, right? And when he did that, I felt so belittled because guess what, sir? I have a different accent from you do. So and I remember the word. The word was equinox. And I said equinox. And he said equinox, right? Because Trinidadians speak in the English, the Queen's English. The accent is based on the Queen's English. So we pronounce E's and A's differently. And because of that trauma, I felt so conscious to speak on camera. And I had to go back and process that trauma so I can show up for my people and talk to people who may have the same issue, right? And so there are so many traumas that I can share of why I was afraid to be on camera, or afraid to talk on camera, or afraid to connect on camera. And we'll definitely cover that during our journey together. But it just shows you that, yes, you can go back to a trauma, identify it, and then come back because you understand that that's not on me. That's on him. That's some insecurity that he was dealing with, girl. So, yes. Let me see. Pamela said, I am so excited to have become a part of this community. The Thinkific community is my new tribe. I so love you and your vibes daily. Pamela, I'm so happy to have you here. And I definitely love you too. I'm happy that you're here. Yes, Ruthie, you are so much closer than you realize, man. I'm so happy that, Ruthie, you came on and you definitely were so transparent. You shared with us. We're a real community here. And I'm really thankful for you guys. Ozia said, I love the way that you broke down being like your ideal customer. Yes, we all are. And we need to remember that and not judge ourselves for not being perfect all of the time, and use those moments when we feel imperfect to actually come back and connect to our people. Gonna connect this, going to rewatch this and take notes. Yes. Don't be nervous. Please explain this stuff. I felt this, but felt crazy that no one was mentioning it. Yes, a lot of the things that I feel that I want to put out there, I feel like nobody talks about it. So I have started to release videos on it. I think it's just processing that people may not catch on to it at first, and that's completely okay. Even like this live, people may not catch on to what it is first, but I'm happy that we have a core group of people here, right? But yes, look out for the videos that I have coming up because they are more about the lifestyle of a business owner and the things that we mentally go through, things that we process on the way along our growing journeys, right? So thank you for that encouragement. Oh, Sia, you need to send me your voice note. I'll be looking out for it. Ruthie said, I love your style and how you look. She's right. Your thumbnail caught me. I feel like I need a revamp. Ruthie, I am here for it. This is what we do over on this channel. All right, guys, I'm about to get off. I love you guys already. This little community that we have here. We will continue to meet on Sundays. And I'll keep you guys updated with the notifications inside of the channel. Thank you for being here. Whew. I was not sure if I was going to leave this video up, but I'm going to leave it up. I adore you and thank you for being here. I will see you next Sunday. So stay updated with your notifications. Turn that notification bell on and make sure you're subscribed. And feel free to share with a friend. I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye.